30 ideas that worked because people are weird, according to Reddit. Number 30. There's a story of a jeweler who accidentally doubled the price of her turquoise jewelry instead of halving it. Based on traditional economics, she should have sold less of the turquoise jewelry, but she accidentally sold out of it. It turned out that increasing the price of the jewelry increased its perceived value.
Well, yeah.
This is yeah. I first heard about this study when I was a student at a U.S. university whose increasing tuition rates seem to be capitalizing on a similar pricing pattern as pioneered by George Washington University.
Oh, are they talking about textbooks?
Nigga. A response here reads, shit like this, which makes a comic so fucking impossible. Number 29. Clicker games. Well, look, if you guys don't know shit about clicker games, let me take you over to cookieclicker.com. Nobody wonder why I'm Googling Dante Alighieri's, shut up. Okay, Cookie Clicker. For those of you who haven't played a game like this, it's a game where you click a damn cookie, baby. You see that cookie? Click that cookie. That's one click. You got one cookie. Click it again. 2 cookies, baby. Click, click. Click, 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 click. Oh my God, look how much I'm clicking that cookie. Click, 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 go. And then there's things on the other side of the screen where you can get it to click the cookie automatically for you. It's stupid. This is the kind of shit that they build apps around. What?
Don't close it though.
I already did. You got me fucked up. You want me to leave it open for the duration of this list? This chick is crazy for real though. Let me but look, I'm not gonna get anything done. You've played Cookie Clicker, and if you hadn't, then you're stupid. Okay.
I haven't. No.
What?
I've played a Cookie Clicker, but not that one.
Well, that's the original Cookie Clicker with your young ass, making Kyle feel old, telling me Pokemon 20 years old. Number 28, giving your credit card information and address to a website online in hopes that they send a product to your house in a short period of time. Why is that strange? Okay. You know, the world has to evolve, Grandpa. We can't just be doing this. Well, I've got to go out to the store and get my monkey. How is it any different than swiping it into a strange machine to have it remove things that you keep in another place from that place to their crap? You know what I mean? People used to walk around with gold, son. And then they came out with paper money. How weird is paper money? You know what I mean? People used to walk around with paper money until they started putting it in a bank and giving you a credit card. How weird are these credit cards? Shut the fuck up, nigga. And if I find this motherfucker on the street, I'm gonna go back in time. I'm gonna kill his parents and see what type of superhero he becomes. Number 27.
Before paper money, there was like written contracts that people trade. So I thought that was the most amazing part.
Look. Sorry. Unboxing videos is number 27. And you know what? I'm the first guy to diss the stupidity that is an unboxing video, but I will admit that one day I wasn't considering getting a loot box, but I was curious as to what the contents of a typical loot box would be. I already knew that loot boxes typically sold you things that were pretty cheap considering the price of a loot box. And what I mean is, say there's 5 things in a loot box that all come up to $10. You know what I mean? They'll typically charge your ass like $70 for the loot box. Maybe you can rationalize the fact that you paying extra for the fact that they're all bundled together, shipping and handling, shit like this. Do you know what I mean? But it's not a value at the end of the day. So, I don't know.
I got one for free last December, and it got you that Pip-Boy? It's Pip-Boy. Pip-Boy? Pip-Boy. Bobblehead, though. And I guess since it's free, it's not really a big deal.
It's a neat bobblehead, and if it's free, then it's great. But is it worth its price? No, is my point right now. So one day I did Google an unboxing video and was like, yo, what's going on with this shit? And oh my God, if you want to laugh, Google yourself a loot box opening right now, guys, and watch these assholes pretend that this sorry ass dollar store shit they forking out of this box is worth you buying this crap. Wow, this is such a great, I just look at that, and you can put this little plastic thing on your keychain. I'm just kidding.
I was subscribed to one of these things for 2 months.
Yeah, because that's the type of person you are. Yeah. Somebody said, can't understand for the life of me why the unboxing videos are so popular.
No, I don't mean the channels. I mean an actual box that gives me things. Which probably makes things worse.
Well, some girls got a box, and that's the type of box that the guys are trying to get in. You know what I'm talking about? Number 26. The Button. You know anything about The Button? Or The Button? It was a subreddit called The Button. You're probably too young for that. It's funny to think that we live in a world where people who were on Reddit were there, you know, only after The Button. The Button is done. The Button is done. All you need to know is that The Button is something that existed on Reddit. Okay? The Button is something that existed on Reddit, and it was as simple as that. It was a button. Stripes, it was a button. Okay? It was a button. But can I please explain to you how The Button worked?
Yes, please. I want to know.
The button had a timer on it.
Yeah.
And when that timer went down to 0, the experiment would end. Okay? Okay. The only way that the timer wouldn't go down to 0 is if someone pushed the button. The only people who could push the button were people who had been on Reddit with a verified account for a while before the button. What this means is as soon as the button had been established as a thing, any account that was made thereafter with the hopes or intention of prolonging how long the experiment of the button would continue could not press the button to prolong it. Do you understand, Stripes? All you need to know about the button, Stripes, is it split Reddit down halves. We were part of these clans that, of course, we were going to press the button when the time came to do so. And hell no, we ain't touching that button, baby. Look, you don't want to know what a world it was like, okay? It's a pretty crazy thing here. It was pretty crazy indeed. But look, let's hope that that kind of thing never happens in real life, man, because a lot of us became like knights of the button. It was real shit.
Is this inspired by Lost?
No.
You don't think so?
Nah. You can't think to yourself that Lost is the first time that an idea like that has been proposed. You better do this before the timer runs out.
I want to believe.
Number 25. That guy who fed up with littering in his neighborhood put up a statue of Buddha on a traffic median as a deterrence. Beyond reducing the litter, crimes as a whole diminished, and local residents eventually built a whole shrine around the statue. Wow. Where are the pictures? Somebody said this made sense to me when I thought it was from Thailand or some other majority Buddhist country. Nope, it happened in Oakland.
Oakland?
Number 24. Captain Cook noticed one day at port that soldiers debarking from Spanish vessels weren't suffering from scurvy like sailors on British ships were. He couldn't figure it out until one day he noticed the food rations being loaded onto the Spanish ships and saw that sauerkraut were part of their meal plans while at sea, whereas they were completely absent from British meal plans and diets in general. How do you get someone to eat sauerkraut while at sea if it is not part of their diet? You introduce it into the officers' meals only, of course, and then you have the officers dine next to the rest of the rank and file, where everyone can see the officers eating sauerkraut, which they cannot have. From there, you wait for the rest of the sailors to ask why they can't have the new mystery food. And when you agree to compromise and allow all the sailors to have sauerkraut once per week as a reward for a diligent week's work, y'all just got psychologied. Sorry. A response here says, I don't know if it's true, but I remember hearing a story like this about tomatoes. The local townspeople didn't want to buy tomatoes, so the local king made the local merchants stop selling tomatoes for a while so he can grow them in the royal gardens. We get it, it's psychology, motherfucker. The best part of Cartman Land is that you can't come. Number 23, sucking milk out of other animals and drinking it. This is a weird thing that worked. Look, nigga. You're right. I guess the first person who was like, wait a minute.
I'm gonna suck on a cow's titty.
Wait a minute. That's a milk coming out of that titty, just like a lady milk titty? Well, I've tried lady milk titties and but this cow milk now makes me want to shred up some cardboard pieces and throw it in there and call it cereal. Maybe sprinkle some radioactive shit in there, Do you think that most of the early cereals had like radiation
no, I don't
stuff?
Think the cereals are radioactive.
Radiation cereal.
I know a lot of makeup and like health tonics had radiation.
MIT to pay victims $1.85 million in Fernald radiation settlement. Oh,
that
internet.
Has nothing to do with cereal.
Oh, really? Stripes. The students were fed breakfast cereals laced with minute amounts of radioactive iron and calcium tracers.
Man.
Well, looks like Tracer from Overwatch was busy before her video game debut. Children were encouraged to take part in testing with promises of gifts or trips to Red Sox game. Take you out to the ball game. Try not to let your hair fall out. Sorry. Buy you some peanuts and chemotherapy. Not funny. Kyle. Number 22. A man decided he was going to try to get a house by making a series of trades that started with him trading one red paperclip. He succeeded in his quest to trade from paperclip to house.
Is there like some kind of documentation of this event? Of his experience? I want to see it.
What? You can't just not have what the fuck? How did a man trade one red paperclip?
It's got a Wikipedia article.
Trading a paperclip for a house by Kyle MacLeod.
Does he give seminars now?
The website One Red Paperclip was created by Canadian blogger Kyle MacLeod, who bartered his way from a single red paperclip to a house in a series of 14 online trades over the course of a year. What? On July 14th, 2005, he went to Vancouver and traded the paperclip for a fish-shaped pen. He then traded the pen the same day for a hand-sculpted doorknob. He traded the doorknob for a Coleman camp stove and traded the camp stove for a Honda generator.
What?
In Queens, he traded the generator. Oh. He traded the generator for an instant party, an empty keg, an IOU for filling the keg with beer, and a neon Budweiser sign. He traded all of these things to a comedian and radio personality for a Ski-Doo snowmobile. He's got a snowmobile now. What? He traded the snowmobile for a 2-person trip to British Columbia. And he traded the second spot for a truck. Like somebody was willing to give him a truck to come with him to British Columbia.
So, wait, when you say truck, you mean a commercial truck or just a normal truck?
Like a box truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is. He traded the box truck for a recording contract, and then traded the recording contract for a year's rent. He traded 1 year's rent for one afternoon with a girl.
Ugh.
And then he traded one afternoon with the girl for a Kiss motorized snow globe. What?
I'm sure this girl's anonymous, but man.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Who's Alice Cooper?
I really should know who Alice Cooper is, but I don't. Looks like he's a singer. I feel like I recognize that face, but I don't know. Forgive me if I'm deviating too hard with this list, guys, but I really want to get to the bottom of some things. Alice Cooper was a rock guy. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So apparently he traded
a party.
He traded a party. No, he traded a dinner or an afternoon with Alice Cooper for a Kiss motorized snow globe. A Kiss snow globe. He traded the Kiss snow globe for a role in a film, and he traded the role in the film for a 2-story farmhouse in Saskatchewan.
You can buy a role in a film?
You can give away a role in a film, I guess.
I thought
that shit happened. I expected this to be fake as hell, but it really happened.
Do you think he gives TED Talks now? I bet he does.
Man, this bitch. Number 21. Selling used underwear out of vending machines. Well, it ain't that weird. See, somebody's interested right now. We have a buyer. Oh my God, not that noise, Stripes. Why are you doing all of that?
I'm sorry.
Do you need to blow your nose, Stripes? Jeez. Anyway, number 20. When I first started writing Android apps, I asked myself, what do people really want? Nudes is the obvious answer. But they already have lots of ways to send nudes. I'm not going to do better than any of the 100 messaging apps on my own. They want to send nudes, and for there to be no trace of them to later end up on a shitty website. So I started working out an app where you could send pictures on the basis that they could only see them by intended receivers. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that this isn't just this just isn't a solvable problem. Sure, maybe I could override the screenshot functionality. They could still just take a picture of their phone screen with some other camera. Can't be done, I say to myself, and I forget about it. The next year, Snapchat blew up. Turns out people don't need actual security. Out of sight, out of mind is nothing, but it's enough that it had not occurred to me. Yeah.
Well, then he just missed out on making a fortune.
Well, yeah, because he didn't estimate how stupid people are. Yes. I think one of the things that you need to do when you're trying to craft something for mass consumption is let that be the first and underlined aspect, is that people are stupid. And, it's rude because not all people are stupid. We're not throwing that blanket over people. We're just saying that typically when you're dealing with some people that you're catering towards, that they'll be satisfied with a bar that is being placed lower and lower. And that's sad but true.
I think a controlled testing group or a beta testers are very important, and if you can afford them, you should definitely get them. Man,
tell it to No Man's Sky, bitch ass Sean Murray. 19. Hakarl, Icelandic shark. The meat of the Greenland shark is poisonous when fresh due to a high content of urea and trimethylamine oxide, but may be consumed after being processed. The traditional method is by gutting and beheading a Greenland or sleeper shark and placing it in a shallow hole dug in gravelly sand, with the now clean cavity resting on a small mound of sand. The shark is covered with the sand and gravel, and stones are placed on top of the sand in order to press the shark. In this way, the fluids are pressed out of the body. The shark ferments in this position for 6 to 12 weeks, depending on the season. Following this curing period, the shark is then cut into strips and hung to dry for several months. During the drying period, a brown crust will develop, which is removed prior to cutting the shark into small pieces and serving. What the fuck did we just read?
I heard it tastes awful. But it's a delicacy.
You don't know shit about Icelandic shark? Are you kidding?
Yes, I do.
You fucking furry, dude.
Yes, I do. Sure, I do. Oh, my peach tree.
I like learning about gross foods and delicacies in other countries. Oh no.
What the fuck? What the
There's
fuck?
also like
Why, dude? Eat a shark that's not poisonous. You know what I'm saying? What is all of this?
Would you eat shark?
You know what I'd like in about a month? You know what I mean? Like, dude,
No.
6 to 12 weeks. Some people want food and they want it now. It's my food. Eat it when I need it. Call JG Foodworth. 877 Food Now. I've got a scrumptious sushi, but I need food now. Fuck
What
me.
I'm trying to ask you is, would you eat shark just to say you did? But not this shark. Just like shark that isn't poisonous.
Who needs to eat shark? You know?
People
Are you
that
so
eat-
beta that like the only way to feel like you're more macho than a shark? What do you mean shark eat man?
to eat it?
I'm man. I eat shark. Me man, me eat shark now. Eat shark full up me telly. Me telly tubby yum yum in my tubby time now. Make poop time and look down at poop. Shark you lose, me man win. Me man win. Jesus Christ. 18, electing a billionaire to fix the system that made him a billionaire. Oh, man. You know, I've never heard it put quite like this. Yeah, sure.
You know,
What?
people eat fermented cheese that's been fermented with flies. Fly larva. That's a delicacy.
All I'm thinking about is there's this I think it's this Orson Welles commercial where he's doing like a I think he's doing a commercial for like champagne. Okay? And it's the funniest thing in the world because he is so drunk. If you're watching this video, check out the original takes from Orson Welles wine commercial, and he's just like, ah, yes, there is a French champagne. It's the finest to get fermented in the bottle.
I'm sorry.
And then just like cut. What?
I've only seen the spoof of it, not the actual
Dude,
thing.
from the beginning of this video, you'll be laughing, man. The way he's just like, ah, yes. Holy shit, he's drunk, man. He's drunk. Poor guy. Number 17, the Fumblerooski play in American football. For people who don't follow the sport, people who aren't American, the Fumblerooski is a play that has been illegal in NFL for years and was banned in the NCAA in 1992 because it is too effective. For those of you who have seen the popular 90s movie The Little Giants, the annexion of Puerto Rico is a Fumblerooski. What? Essentially, the play works by having the quarterback intentionally place the ball on the ground, and this is technically a fumble, by the center's feet after taking the snap, then faking a running play in one direction. While this is happening, a guard, another guy, picks the ball up and runs in the other direction. As dumb as it sounds, the play works because it's almost impossible to read a fumblerooski as it's happening. Obstructed vision of what the quarterback does combined with the quick timing of the intentional fumble means that you can't really see that he's done it. Shit. A fake fumble when you really just putting it on the ground, letting somebody else just run with that shit. You see the quarterback running in one direction. You're like, get that motherfucker, and the other guy's just like, meh, he's like, just strolling. Oh God, the fumbler.
Well, I get it. It's sporadic. How can you know?
Come on now. Somebody said they made it illegal. That sounds awesome. Well, if it's that effective, because it's a whole bunch of burly ass niggas that can only see, a certain amount of shit through all of the bodies and the crap. And if you're like, very deceptive about the angle in which you make some shit happen, hey, what they gonna do? What?
You have to take some head injuries into account too.
What is Stripes even talking about? Number 16. People in other countries are often more willing to be nicer to foreigners than to their own kind. Traveling around a small city in China last year, my friends and I were looking for a hotel and willing to hold to our luggage. Wow, they were willing to hold on to your luggage for you? That sounds... That's nice of them, but, I'd never do it. While we did some sightseeing around the city for a day. This can be hit and miss in China. Some hotels are willing to do it, some hotels aren't. Except that day we got turned down by about 3 or 4 hotels because we started to worry that we wouldn't be able to do much sightseeing. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Being fluent in Mandarin, we suddenly thought, what if we decided to do a psychological experiment and play the role of helpless foreigner and see if things went differently? Sure enough, the next hotel we visit walked right up to the front desk, and as soon as we started speaking English, the receptionist looked at his coworkers and said, I don't know what they are saying. My English is so bad. To my surprise, they pulled out a phone, called up their off-duty manager, and handed the phone to me. She spoke English, and so I explained to her what was happening. She immediately said, yes, of course we can hold on to your luggage for you. Enjoy your time sightseeing. This experience alone speaks volumes, but I've seen plenty of other stuff in my travels to suggest that the locals can be downright nasty to their own countrymen, and those same people are then willing to pull out all of the stops to accommodate foreign visitors. I have no idea why this is. I believe that it's pride, and I like to see that kind of pride, even though we technically should be nice to everyone. The worst thing would be to be like, I think of it like this. Your mom is an asshole to you. Not you specifically, Stripes. I'm talking about everybody. If you were growing up in a house where your parents were just nice and shit, you were probably rich, or your mom was getting that good pipe, or maybe she was happy. Maybe you live in a world that's just fucking like Twilight Zone as far as the rest of us are concerned. But odds are your mom was angry as hell because she was miserable and lonely, regardless of who she was with or what was going on. And, she'll never be satisfied or happy. And that's probably the way that she's going to die. If she hasn't died already. But long story short, she was an asshole to you, correct? And if she wasn't an asshole to you, maybe she was an asshole to your siblings. But let family show up, let friends show up. She is a completely different person, okay? And the bottom line for that is that, well, in the case of your mom, she probably knows that she can't really get away with that kind of shit with other people because you're stuck. You know what I mean? You live here. But these other people, if they decide, hey, let's not deal with this bitch anymore because this bitch crazy, they can do that. You know what I mean? As that applies to a country, I like to think that the country has enough pride in itself to where if other people are coming into your country, they don't want those people to leave and be like, oh, those people suck. You know what I mean? They want to be held in high esteem, and they have pride, they have honor. And I don't mean to get racial as far as we have much honor. You know what I mean? With these foreign places, but fuck, they really do. They have pride in their country, and that's not something that we understand because we don't have no pride in our country. You know what I mean? We jump up and salute the flag and be like, fuck you, flag. If I see you on the street, I'm gonna kill your parents. And the flag is like, this isn't even my final form. And it's true because the flag's probably going to have different forms, in the future. Maybe when I'm dead and somebody's listening to this video, they're going to be all like, I wonder what flag he had while he was, when he recorded this video. And then they'll go by the publish date and see that the flag is actually different. They're reading this from the past and I'm reading to you in the future.
Are you doing that on purpose? Because that was perfectly timed.
Doing what in the timing what?
Like, your quality keeps dipping in and out. Sometimes it sounds like I'm talking to you from a phone that's from the 60s or something. It's so strange. Right now it's fine, though.
No one will ever know what the fuck is going on in Stripe's world, ladies and gentlemen. So look, number 15, man.
Are you doing that on purpose?
Doing what, Stripes? I shouldn't have asked. Number 15. In a psychology course we were taking, we were tasked with finding a way to improve the listening ability and tested through a multiple choice test after a lecture of little kids. What worked? Blindfolding them and letting them doodle as they listened. The doodles? Meaningless. However, they felt like they had freedom, and the only thing of slight interest was the teacher. So our class scored on average. Don't quote me on this, 5% higher than the other groups. Our class scored on average 5% higher than the other groups, and this person's name is Lily Yo-Yo Need Gogurt 2017. You motherfucker. Number 14. A million pixel webpage. That dude is genius.
What is he talking about?
But what's a million pixel webpage?
I don't know what that is either. One piece of internet
The
history.
$1 million homepage.
But that's pixel, not dollars. Oh, I get it now. It's all advertisement.
So wait, 1 pixel is $1? Own a piece of internet history.
That's amazing.
Okay. Ah, yes.
Watch Doris and Willis.
I can't even do it because I'll get struck. They'll strike the fuck out of me for that. A response says the people who put the first ads there are sure. Anyone who joined after a certain threshold was broken, probably made a great deal. Okay, number 13. Houston Airport got a lot of compliments. Oh, complaints. Jesus, that's a very different word. Got a lot of complaints that it took baggage too long to get to the baggage claim, and people had to wait a long time. They moved the baggage claim farther away from where you get off the airplane, and even though it took just as long because people had to walk there, they didn't complain. Interesting.
It is a really long walk to luggage claim, I noticed, because even though I tend to pack all my shit in the plane anyway, I still have to go out there to get out of the airport. It's terribly long.
Somebody says this is why elevators tend to have shiny surfaces in the waiting areas. If you put a mirror by an elevator, people don't worry as much about wait times because they can look at themselves. Somebody else said we really are just monkeys in shoes.
That's great.
Look at Mr. Fancy with his shoes. Oh my god. Number 12. Grey Goose vodka wasn't selling well, so they just tripled the price and sales went through the roof. Everybody thought, it's more expensive. It must be better and really fancy. Okay.
Oh my god, I told you about people putting wine in a blender and it making it taste aged.
Oh, it's fermented in the bottle.
Bring it back around to the shark.
I wonder what me drinking from that sounded like on the mic.
It sounded like you were drinking wine.
What Stripes is talking about is box wine that you can get anywhere. And she said that if you put it in like a blender, it makes it taste better. Which is probably true. So the more you know, guys. Number 11, honey. Hey, look at that nest of flying thumbtacks. Bet they're hiding something.
look at it is that people farm animals for everything. So.
You know, the way that I said honey was almost as though a husband were speaking to his wife, and it made comprehending what I had just read very difficult. But the subject in question here, in the question, what's a strange idea that worked because it's weird? And the answer is honey that bees make. Look at that flying nest of thumbtacks. This is talking about bees, because the bees all have stingers. I bet they're hiding something. This whole phrase is saying, you know, who's the first person to be like, what's going on in that beehive over there? You know, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. You know what I mean? And they go in there and they're like, you little assholes are making honey. I'm going to sell all this shit. Fuck you losers.
Are you explaining it over for your own sake since you didn't get it the first time?
The way that I read it was wrong.
I get it. Honey.
Okay.
As in...
Hey, honey.
A term of endearment.
Yeah. But when in fact it's just honey. It's like me saying, hey, sugar. When I'm actually just like, sugar. I need it in my, come on, sugar. All right. Sugar.
If you're a farm animal, you might as well use every
You are my candy girl. One more time. What happened?
Why not eat the bee, too?
This should be the only acceptable way to describe a bee. Sting beans.
Sting beans.
Like string beans, but not.
Like string beans. Without the R.
Okay. Number 10. Howard Stern made a fortune talking to strippers on the radio where you can't see them. That's nuts.
Who's Howard Stern?
It's fun that we live in a world where she doesn't know who that is. So there's that. Howard Stern is like an ugly version of Slash. You know who Slash is?
No.
Okay. Number 9.
Don't leave me in the dark. I want to know.
Oh, God. Don't worry about it, man. Fundraising money to make potatoes. Okay, number 9. Fundraising money to make potato salad. For those who don't know, there was a Kickstarter where a guy wanted to make potato salad, and he needed some money to do that, and everybody started paying this man. Everybody started paying this man. Oh, God.
I don't understand why that was noteworthy. It just kind of like, it was
like the dumbest thing you can think of, you know? That ship has sailed. If only we could have sat down and thought about like the dumbest thing that we could have done on Kickstarter. Making a bowl of potato salad really does win, man. You know, it doesn't get better than that. Number 8.
Is it because potato salad is a funny sounding 2 words together, or what?
No, because potato salad itself is not something that is considerably difficult to make. You know, it'd be like making some rice. You know,
it's too late.
Like I said, the ship has sailed. Number 8, selling products by ending the price with 99 cents instead of clean whole numbers. It's very weird how it works. My mind automatically rounds it now. If it says $14 in my head, it's 15. They can't get inside me. Oh my God, you cucks. Number 7. God damn. Potatoes. Really? Stay with me here. Antoine.
What?
Sorry, Antoine wanted to introduce potatoes into his people's diet. They were easy to grow, didn't take much space, and they tasted good. His people would have none of it, absolutely refused to have anything to do with them, until he placed his potato under heavy guard. These guards had instructions to allow thieves to get away with his precious tubers, and the people thought that the potatoes had to be valuable if they were under such heavy guard, and began stealing them. And that's how you get a population of picky eaters to try something new.
Yeah, we were over this a little earlier, weren't we? The royal garden part.
Googling the number 241543903 will result in tons of images with people with their heads in freezers?
Like, are they dead? Are these people dead? This isn't safe. Oh my god.
Oh my god, my god, my god. It's fine. It's fine. What kind of Googling? Googling 463-622-8756 is the same, but with washing machines. What the hell? Number 5, a pet rock. It was a box with a stone in it, and 1.5 million bought one. I taught mine to sit, says someone. Someone else says, I taught mine how to break windows. Somebody else said, you raised a punk rock.
Oh no.
Yep, it's poem for your sprog. I have a pal I call my own, the only bro I've ever known. My bestest bud and perfect pet, the finest friend I won't forget. From place to place and coast to coast, he's always where I need him most. When days are hard and nights are rough, he's there for me when times are tough. He's just the best to me, you see. There's not a better dude than he. I couldn't care that others mock, for I'm his friend, and he's my rock. Like a rock! Do you know that?
No, I don't.
Yes! Strikes doesn't know anything. Oh, like a rock! Doom, 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 doom. You know it's built tough because it's a Ford. Like a rock! Sorry. Number 4, Twitch plays Pokemon. You know anything about Twitch plays Pokemon?
I do.
Do you?
Well, I never watched it myself, but I know the resulting memes of it.
Well, for anybody who doesn't know what Twitch plays Pokemon is, you know what? Kyle probably made a video about it. Explaining it for your corny ass.
Wait, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Oh, jeez. So if you want to know what Twitch plays Pokemon is, wait a minute.
Where's your video?
Maybe I have to title it differently. God damn it, Kyle. Did I unlist it?
Why would you? Why do you have to become so self-conscious of your older work?
I'm not self-conscious of older works. A lot of things get unlisted because they've been flagged by YouTube in a capacity where they're just like, yeah, I hate you, and we're gonna fucking destroy your goddamn, you piece of bitch. I hate you, Kyle. And I'm like, good morning to you too, YouTube. Good morning to you too. So I'm gonna write Twitch into my searched videos. I'm gonna take a quick look here. Man. Oh, for the love of God. This is not what I'm trying to... Why is Twitch related to all of the streams?
You might have added that to your tags automatically at some point.
I don't think so. Okay.
There it is.
What is Twitch Plays Pokemon?
For Abby. No, for Abby.
No, not that one. This is the one that I want people to see.
Let me tell you why you are here.
Okay, good. No, shut up. But that's the one. You're going to want to look for what is Twitch Plays Pokemon, and your answers will be right there if you guys don't know anything about it. Good lord. If you don't know nothing about it, you don't know what it is. A quick summary is that basically there are a bunch of people in a chat room, and they decided which direction the dude would go in. If you would press the A button or the B button, like the confirm or cancel button, it was as if an RPG was being played by a chat room. And that was what Twitch Plays Pokemon was. It was a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Oh, you took part? I know I popped into the stream while it was happening, but I never actually typed in the chat.
Oh, number 3. There's a store here in Seattle called the Purple Store. Everything they sell is purple. It's been there for years. Sales skyrocketed when Prince died. Not even joking. Over here in Minneapolis, sometimes it's hard to tell if something is a Vikings gift shop or a Prince gift shop.
Wait, Vikings isn't a sports team, probably? Because I was thinking of actually medieval Vikings.
Girl, number 2. Cards Against Humanity having an anti-Black Friday sale on Amazon, where they increased the price, and this led to 30% increase in sales. What?
What kind of social study is this?
No, I mean, they just increased the price because they can do shit like that on Black Friday, and people probably bought Cards Against Humanity because they were because they were stupid, and because they, some people aren't looking for like bargains on Black Friday. They're just buying because they're told, oh, today is when you can get that cheap shit. People like us, we're not just going to go out trying to get stuff because it's Black Friday and we got to go, shop. You know what I mean? If we want a TV, and we put that TV on a wish list because we're trying to watch like the price of whether it's going to go up or it's going to go down, because some things do dip down below a threshold where you'll go, okay, it's going to make sense for us to pay for it. But some people just go on the word of like, oh, today's the biggest day for shopping in the world. We got to go do it. You know what I mean? So they go and they see the price and they go, well, it is Black Friday, so it's got to be a good price. And they buy it. They don't know shit about what it's like even the day before. They don't know shit. So they just bought it. Number 1, Wikipedia. Oh, well, Wikipedia became prestigious and great. It works for everything we need. Just now we were figuring out that guy and his paperclip, and thank you, Wikipedia. Thank you. It took a long time to become a high quality source, but the desire of people to correct misinformation is so strong that once there was a high volume of information, the quality gradually surpassed that of the traditional encyclopedias. It's amazing that it worked. Someone responds, I remember writing most of the article on Jackalope, and a good chunk of the one on mosh pits back in 2003, when they were both stubs. Is this what it's like to be famous?
I still wish you had the cookie clicker open from when you opened it again the other time. You could have been cookie rich.
Punk ass Stripes talking about cookies. You don't get cookie rich and cookie clicker without grandma's, Stripes. I can't believe you haven't played the original cookie clicker.
No, I've only seen your one with the big titty ladies that you have on Steam.
That's a fine game. Sakura Clicker?
Yes.
That is a fine game, and then I modded it so that they're all naked too. That's what you're supposed to do. You guys having a great day? I hope so. Doesn't look like there's any cookies I'd be interested in on maybe I shouldn't be looking for cookies like a fat motherfucker. Maybe I need to be looking to lose some goddamn weight. Because I'm so fat. Damn, weight's expensive, homie. And they're just paying to basically like deliver,
No, I don't.
I mean what you're paying for is how heavy it would be to deliver, essentially.
Why don't you just... Well, I don't know if they're still... Garage sales still even legal? I feel like they're not allowed here anymore.
I don't feel like garage sales were ever a matter of whether it was legal or not. I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that kind of shit, because everybody needs permits to be able to exchange money for anything on monkey ass pickle dribbles. So like sites like Craigslist, as crazy as they are in that they're setting up transactions, I think wherever you turn into a place where you're exchanging money for something, you're basically making an illegal spot. In some cases the cops are like cool enough to allow it to be a public place so that people don't get stolen from or kidnapped, but at the same time, what am I looking at here? Let's go to Reddit. Ghost Jew. Oh god. You guys have a great day. I don't even know where to go with my life sometimes. Sometimes I look at this noose that I hung up here, and I think maybe today will be the day. But maybe I'm so fat that the ceiling would just cave in.
Do you think they have designer nooses?
What?
Do you think they have designer nooses on Amazon?
You can kill yourself with style. Designer nooses, you idiot, or designer rope?
Well, depending on what you want it for, it's a noose or a rope.
Let me see, anime rope. Is there any anime rope?
I guess you can fashion one out of a linear, like the one you have.
Anime rope. Put that in a video. I put that in like a movie. This kid like hung himself with a rope that just had a whole bunch of Naruto designs, and like everybody comes and they go, "Oh, look at that rope! It's a really high quality rope." Oh, Nintendo
Oh,
brand.
Use your niche market.
There's our niche market. We should start a
Oh.
let's start a Kickstarter right now, Stripes. Guys, yeah, there's a video. What do you want? There it is. This is the end of the video.